Am I the ahole for refusing to let my dying mother see my daughter after she gave away my entire inheritance? I was always the responsible one, expected to care for my ailing mother, while my brother was the golden child who could do no wrong. For over a decade, I managed her finances, took her to every doctor's appointment, and sacrificed my own social life, all while my brother Mark lived across the country and sent a text on her birthday if we were lucky. The understanding repeatedly stated by Mom was that the family home and a small investment portfolio would be mine, not as a reward, but as compensation for my years of unpaid labor and to secure a future for my daughter. This was our spoken agreement. 2 years ago, my mother was diagnosed with a terminal illness. I became her full-time caretaker. The stress was immense, but I did it out of love and duty. Then 6 months ago, Mark swept in for a visit. Suddenly, he was the devoted son. I overheard him talking to Mom, saying things like, a son should be the one to carry on the family legacy, and that my daughter wouldn't even carry the family name. I dismissed it as his usual nonsense, but I was naive. Last week, my mother passed peacefully. At the reading of the will, I was shattered to learn she had changed it a year prior. She left everything, the house, the investments, everything to Mark. The lawyer explained that my mother felt a son was the rightful heir to the estate. I was left with a single symbolic piece of jewelry. Mark looked me dead in the eye and said, "Don't worry, sis. I'll take good care of Mom's things." I was devastated. The betrayal was absolute. I had not only lost my mother, but the security I had worked for half my life to earn. At the funeral, I was numb. Mark gave a yule about what a wonderful mother she was, and many relatives came up to me to say how lucky she was to have such a devoted daughter. The irony was a physical pain. Yesterday, Mark called me. He said he and his wife are expecting a boy, and they want to sell our childhood home to buy a bigger place. But he had a request. He asked if he could have the old family photos from the attic, and more importantly, he asked if he could bring his pregnant wife over to see the house one last time for sentimental reasons. He said it would mean a lot to them to connect with the legacy. That's when I snapped. I told him he had already taken every tangible piece of our family's legacy. I told him that he could have the photos, but he was not setting foot in that house. I said, "You have the inheritance, Mark. That's the legacy. You don't get the sentimentality too. You made your choice when you manipulated a dying woman. You are dead to me, and your son will never know a single story about this family from me." He called me a bitter, vindictive ahole, saying I was punishing an unborn child for my own greed, and that I was tearing the family apart. My aunt called me saying I'm causing unnecessary drama and that I should be the bigger person for the sake of family harmony. But I feel like the principal is everything. He took my daughter's future. Why does he get to cherry pick the happy memories? So tell me, guys, am I the ahole for drawing this line in the sand?